Hi YouTube, it is the first day of fall. Autumn is my favorite season, and not just because of the beautiful fall foliage that we get here in New England, or the pumpkin spice lattes, or Halloween, which is my favorite holiday, but because fall is also hunting season. If you are new to hunting, keep in mind that there is no such thing as like a general hunting season where just anyone can go out and grab a gun and go and kill an animal. That is highly illegal for at least like 10 different reasons. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Brianna, nice to meet you, and this is part of my beginner hunting tutorial series. If you haven't already checked out the first video in this series, I will either attach it to this video or link it down below so you can check that out. So to continue our beginner hunting tutorial series, today we're going to talk about what you need to wear to go hunting in the fall season. Typically when someone says hunting season, they're talking about autumn because that's when the most popular animals tend to be in season. Of course, make sure to check with your particular state and that particular type of animal to make sure you have your dates correct. If you're watching this video, then you're probably getting ready for your very first hunt, or at least one of your first hunts. First of all, I'm super excited for you, and I also want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately and that you'll be comfortable so that you'll have a good time. If you've played any sport before, then you know that there is specialized equipment and attire for each sport. Hunting is no different. Early fall is the best time to get into hunting, especially if you're new. This is because the weather isn't too cold yet, so you don't need to buy a lot of expensive layers. And there's also the beautiful fall foliage if you live in New England. And on top of that, there's lots of tasty and fun things that are in season, such as partridge and other upland birds. Quick side note, if you don't live in New England, instead of saying ruffed grouse, we call them partridge, but the official name of the bird is a ruffed grouse, just so that no one's confused. I always recommend that beginners start with upland bird hunting. This is because it is the least expensive to buy gear for, and you're almost guaranteed to see a bird. A lot of people who haven't hunted before have only seen the TV shows, and of course, because it's on TV, they make it look like you're just gonna walk into the woods and there's gonna be this like massive herd of bucks just waiting for you to walk up and shoot them. Unfortunately, this is not real life, this is TV. You're going to be doing a lot of walking and a lot of waiting until you run into an animal. So this is why I recommend bird hunting, because you are much more likely to at least put up a bird. And if you don't know what I mean when I say put up a bird, I mean the bird sees you and it flies up into the air and away. One last note for you guys before we start outlining your fall hunting wardrobe is that I am not currently sponsored by any brands whatsoever. That means that I don't make any money off recommending these products. I simply recommend them because I believe in them. Okay, here we go. The most important thing to have is a good, comfortable pair of boots. You will be walking through mud, streams, thorns, walking for miles. You're going to need a waterproof boot that is durable, comfortable, and provides good ankle support when you're walking on the uneven forest terrain. For me personally, I tend to switch between two pairs of boots. I wear the muck boot wetlands, and I also wear the Carolina logging boots. I find that the muck boots are more comfortable for long distances, and they also perform much better in the mud. Meanwhile, I tend to prefer the Carolina logging boots for days when it's a little warmer and I don't want to get as sweaty. Like, I want the swamp to stay outside the boot, not inside the boot. I also find that the Carolina logging boots are a little more nimble, and that's more ideal if I'm stepping over a lot of uneven terrain. I know that a lot of other hunters prefer the Lacrosse brand Grange boots, and they wear like a heavy sock underneath. Personally, I find that the muck boots just tend to fit me better, but you should go to a nearby outdoor store and try on the boots if you can. If not, you can always order them online, get a couple sizes, and then you just ship back the ones that don't fit. But of course, if you can go to a store, that's much easier. Make sure that you do not wear sneakers. You're going to get your feet wet, you're gonna slip in the mud. It's also typically sneakers, they're really low, which means that your ankles are going to get scraped up. You could get ticks on you. Please go buy a pair of boots. Of course, you're going to want a comfortable pair of socks to wear with your boots. Personally, I really like to wear the like silly patterned crew socks that you can get at a lot of places now, but I am starting to move over towards investing in more pairs of these smart wool socks. They have some really nice ones that are soft, sweat wicking, and deodorizing, which is just really nice. I've also tried the heavier socks such as Wigwam brand, but I find they just get a little too warm when I'm walking around the woods. Those are better for like deer hunting if you're doing the type of deer hunting where you are sitting in a stand waiting for a buck to come along. The second most important item in your fall hunting wardrobe is going to be a pair of bird hunting pants. Basically, bird hunting pants are like a regular pair of trousers, except they have a reinforced panel that's going to be water resistant and keep you safe from like thorns, burrs, and whatever else is in the woods. You do not want to wear a pair of jeans. They're going to get ripped, they're going to get wet, you're going to be cold. Even if it's not raining outside, if there's any sort of moisture on the brush as you're walking through the woods, that's going to get all over your clothes and then you're going to become cold and uncomfortable. You do not want that to happen and ruin your hunt. Bird hunting pants can be hard to find for ladies, but you can get them at Orbis and LL Bean. The next important thing is do not forget to wear hunter orange. Maybe I should have put this one as number one because technically this one is legally required, but personally I feel like people try to avoid buying a pair of boots because they're kind of a high ticket item and then they end up having a horrible time because they wear sneakers or hiking boots and they're just not the same thing. Hiking boots and hunting boots, they're made for different purposes. Wearing hunter orange is required for safety. This is so that you don't get shot. There are exceptions made for specific types of game such as turkey and waterfowl, but make sure to check with your specific state so that you are dressed legally. Here in New England, hunters are required to wear 2 pieces of orange. You need a hat and a vest. Your vest is going to have multiple pockets. It's also going to have special holders for your shotgun shells. It's also going to have a special pouch in the back where you can store the birds that you've hunted. You can buy an orange hat and vest pretty much anywhere from even Walmart. You will find that a higher quality vest is going to have a suede panel around the shoulder area, and this is going to make it easier for when you're shouldering your shotgun. Don't forget to have your hunting license with you. I like to have a certain pocket which I only keep my hunting license in. I also like to put it in a little plastic baggie in case it gets wet. Regarding the orange baseball hat, the visor can be really helpful on sunny days, but you also want to make sure that the visor is going to have a black bottom to it, like a lining. That way you're not seeing blaze orange out of your peripheral vision all day. It can just be a little distracting. The next important thing to keep in mind for your fall hunting wardrobe is to dress in layers. Up here, the weather can really vary. I've been hunting in 20 degrees and sleet, and also been hunting in like 75 and sunny. So it's really important to wear a lot of layers, that way you can be comfortable. I prefer to wear a long sleeve shirt made out of some type of athletic sweat wicking material, and usually on top of that I'll wear some kind of a zip up jacket, something that's going to protect against thorns and burrs, and something that isn't going to get snagged or get a hole in it. Or if it does get snagged and get a hole in it, at least make sure it's something that you're not too upset about. Another layer that you might want to add is a soft pair of tights. I like to wear a soft pair of ballet tights, and as a retired professional dancer, I suppose I am more accustomed to wearing these than the average person. This might sound a little strange, but sometimes I find that the material of the bird hunting pants can be a little abrasive, or the boots can start to really irritate my calves after walking around all day. So just having that simple layer really makes it a lot more comfortable. But seriously, I find that I am so much more comfortable and it's just a total game changer wearing the tights. Just try it. If it's really cold or it's raining, I like to wear a pair of gloves. You want to make sure that the gloves are going to be thin, like a thin pair of leather gloves, or maybe those kayaking gloves that are really thin and they have the little rubber grip on the hand. You do not want to wear a pair of thick, puffy gloves because then you're going to have trouble pulling the trigger. And 1, that's a safety concern, and 2, you do not want to miss your shot because you were too busy fumbling around with your like mittens or whatever. The last item that I want to cover is a raincoat. Sometimes it's raining when you're out bird hunting. The hunting doesn't stop. You won't need rain pants because your bird pants are already pretty water resistant, but you will want to have a raincoat. Remember that you're going to be walking through a lot of brush with thorns and burrs and things that could scrape it, so this is not the place to wear your designer raincoat. Columbia is a very popular brand and they're sold in a lot of stores, so you can go and try them on, and they make some excellent raincoats that are also lightweight and easy to pack. I hope that this video covered all of your questions about what to wear for fall hunting. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll make sure to respond to them. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see all the other content I'll be putting out. Happy fall and happy hunting!